get started here. My name is Ryan Hamilton, and I'm the tech support for the meeting, which basically means I start the meeting and I stop the meeting. And Jessica will be handling everything. And I'd like to introduce Jessica Bouillon, and she is going to talk about our district's Peace Initiative. And so looks like everybody's muted. We barely need any Zoom lessons anymore since we've all been doing this for a year. So with that, I'll just pass it over to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. We were we tag team last year. So this was nice that we got put together again. And it does feel so different from last year, because last year I had no idea what I was doing. I don't know about all of you. And now I feel like I don't know if I'll know what a world is like without Zoom. Hi, everybody. I sort of don't get a chance to, I'm seeing you now, but I'm going to share my screen for a PowerPoint. I want to share some info with you, and then we will hopefully get to see each other again, because that's the sort of the one part about the screens that I don't love. Just get to my slideshow here. Because everybody's seeing this? Okay, great. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, everybody, good evening, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of this incredible sunny day. This kind of weather just makes me so happy, even if I have to work through it, but at least I keep the door wide open and enjoy the sunshine. Welcome. So last year we did a marathon of 3 peace sessions, and today we're here doing our district peace initiatives together in one session. And so I hope as we get back to seeing each other's faces, I'll get to see you and names. I know many of you on the call. Please know that this session was designed for peace builders, peace seekers, peace interested people. If you haven't sort of dipped your toe in the club waters for peace initiatives yet, all are welcome. And I hope you'll see that the presentation is built around this for everyone. Okay. I wanted to lift up a theme, so to speak, from our next Rotary International president, President Mehta, which is service projects. And I thought, well, I think I talk about this all the time when I speak with all of you about peace, but peace connects to almost everything that Rotary, if not everything that Rotary stands for and is involved in. And so how perfect. Caring for and serving others. I love this quote. That is the best way to live, because it changes not only other people's lives, but also our own. That is often why I am trying to burn the candle at both ends, because I can't seem to stop wanting to be helpful, not only to be of service, but because selfishly it does also make me feel good. And so this is peace for us this year. Okay, I'm having semi-technical difficulties. Okay, sorry, bear with me when I try to click through. I wanted to share this year. So I was going through this thinking about the presentation from last year and the various presentations that I had prepared. And there's some bases, you'll see some familiar, I think, language in this presentation on purpose, some real threads and foundational ideas around peace at the, I think, global level, at the Rotary International level, from the Rotary Action Group for Peace level, and then all the way down to the district level. And that's sort of how I've tried to create this. And so we're starting here with Rotary's 4 rules in promoting peace. And I will not read all the content on these slides. I know the recordings will be made available. I'm always happy to share and have already converted this PowerPoint into a PDF. So if you email me at the end of this and want it, I'm more than happy to share. I really thought this was interesting because it focuses on exactly sort of how Rotarians are out in the world promoting and working toward peace, and where you can fit along the line in any and all of these categories based on your comfort level. Because what I really appreciated and loved from conversations I had with Kathy this year was that she, and I absolutely agree, was less concerned about any sort of official Rotary club that had, that had a real peace committee around it. If you are not there yet, so be it. What we were really interested in is, are you committed to peace efforts? And in that, what are you doing? And if you become an official peace club in the district, that's all wonderful. But what's the most important for all of us is actually peace. And so here are ways in which Rotarians together and individually can engage in peace work. This is a familiar slide to some of you, I think, from last year, and I really wanted to carry this through. So this comes and continues to come from the Rotary Action Group for Peace. And it is, to me, the best way in which we can think about how we can engage at the Rotary level, and quite honestly, individually in our communities, especially as we carry our Rotary identities out into the world each and every day, which is to engage, educate, and empower. So how can we engage in peace work? How can we be educated and continue the education around that? And then how can we empower ourselves and most importantly, others to engage? The part that I really tried to lift here is that, and I said this last year, and I say this when I visit clubs, the Rotary Action Group for Peace just gives us so many important resources that are very, very easy to utilize. I mean, that is their purpose for being, is to really serve us as Rotarians in peace work and peace clubs around the world. And so this is my own sort of snapshot. It doesn't exactly look like this on their website, but to show how you may literally engage and how you can, again, use their resources under history, Rotary and peace. You can go to their links, and if you want to share with your club a little bit about the history of how peace work has evolved in Rotary, it's right there for you already. This is just, again, foundational, that you can then go from here and just lift off. But I thought it was really worth sharing to just show how truly easy it is to access information like this. And I've got a little bit more to share with you on this. I hadn't put the link in the last slide, and then ta-da, here it is. I'm forgetting my own slides. This is where you go. Underneath here is the Rotary Action Group for Peace website. I feel like they should pay me a little bit for advertising from them all the time, but I do truly believe in my pitch for the Rotary Action Group for Peace. It is a $50 annual membership in which, so number one, you can go to their website and for free get a lot of information and a lot of resources. But for this $50 annual membership, you get so much more, and all of that can literally translate right into your own club. And for you as a Rotarian, I find that the membership does truly benefit me as a human being who is interested in peace work and doing more and thinking about it, and constantly someone who wants to be educated in this arena as well. So I just put this out there to share that I would say make the investment if you're able, but truly if you're not, absolutely still check out the website and the resources available. And also, I would like us to think, and coming down in a couple of slides as we get to discussion, I hope, thinking about Rotary Action Group for Peace and how might our district, or even your clubs, partner and collaborate with Rotary Action Group for Peace. They are our neighbors right in Portland, Oregon. So they are right here. There's quite a wonderful network of folks. I've done some work last International Day of Peace this past September. It feels like 3 years ago. We did some partnerships with the Rotary Action Group for Peace. They're wonderful, lovely people and a treasure trove of information. In case there's anybody here who doesn't know me, this slide is got a few purposes. And one is to just give you a little bit of information about who I am as your District 5030 Peace Chair, my attitude about my philosophy, so to speak, about being your Peace Chair again as we enter the new Rotary year, is that I'm here to try to be of support and to even be a bridge or a thread that carries through from your clubs to the district level and vice versa. And so what I've highlighted in orange is not necessarily to say these are, yay, this is sort of what I'm involved in, but to say these are organizations and initiatives that I'm involved in that I welcome you to talk to me about, because I can connect you in various ways to potential peace collaborations, projects, speakers, you name it. And the hope is that you'll see from your own bio or your club your own fellow Rotarians in your clubs or in our district and so on and so forth. If we get to know who our fellow Rotarians are, you never know the treasure trove of other involvements that they have and what that can do. So for instance, a lot of you know that I work with my husband through World Without Hate, the nonprofit that we both run. And it's so in sync with peace. And so we're often wanting to do any kind of partnership with clubs. But I also sit on the Seattle Human Rights Commission, and there's a lot of resources that can be shared through the Seattle Human Rights Commission on potential projects, service projects even, or again, just connections to the city or the Office of Civil Rights. And, you know, do you want to do a project around homelessness? Now, I'm not saying that the Rotary clearly has incredible connection, but if there are others that we can think about and continue to expand, especially when it's, for me, I have a little bit of a soft spot for focusing in on our own communities, as much as I'm a proponent of Rotary going out, you know, globally. I always think there's a whole lot to do at home. And so that's why I am sort of sharing a little bit more here in this regard. For anybody who just doesn't know, one of the many hats that I wear is through World Without Hate, and we are here to help. I keep putting this out there because I'm sad and in some ways really sickened by the fact that there is still so much hate and violence that's going on in our country. I wish we could be out of business, but that doesn't look promising, but we certainly can get better. And so we are here constantly to collaborate with you all in any way possible when it comes to really thinking about how we can prevent hate and violence, because that's one obviously big way of getting to a more peaceful and safe society. I am always honored to share this, and I share this with Rotary clubs all the time when I visit, is that we are, Rotary District 5030 is a global peace builder district. And I share here kind of the allocation and what that means, but I also, so number one, we should be very proud of it. Number two, great thanks to Kathy Gibson, who has spearheaded and made this possible for our district. And I think that we should wear this as a badge of honor, that we are here to support and truly actively support Rotary Peace Centers. I also think it's like an amazing reason why our district and all of our clubs can and should be more involved in peace efforts. And then also to really be proponents of trying to sponsor, support, even recruit candidates who will apply for peace fellowship. And we can talk about that a little bit more too as well. But this is really, really important for our district. And I want to make sure that everybody, a peace builder or not, is aware of this. So we've gone from international to Rotary Action Group for Peace. And now we're kind of, again, drilling down a bit, and we're here at what I am hoping we can concentrate on, among other things, of course, but to really concentrate on for our peace, our district peace goals. And I'm really hoping that you all will be excited by some of this, that you're already doing a lot of this, and that we can then take some of these ideas and initiatives to the next level during our 2021-2022 year. And so expanding and deepening our district peace commitment, and I'm offering a few ways in which we can do it. I've purposely tried to be broad enough in our goals for the upcoming year so that clubs and Rotarians, and even clubs I'm really hoping that may want to partner and collaborate together, can sort of take some of these and run with it and create a more specific goal, or to say, I really want to think about, how can we take on a peace project? And I want to be that focused, all of which is extraordinarily welcomed. And so some of the benchmarks I'd love for us to get to is thinking about clubs that might take on a peace project. 3 new ones would be fantastic. Peace clubs, I'm going to go for another 3. This year, we had a lot of activity around clubs that had not been official peace build. It didn't have the committee and didn't, have the designation of being an official club around peace building. And we have clubs that are continuing to investigate and learn and get interested. And we've absolutely had new clubs join in the ranks. So it's very doable. I would love to see, and again, a lot of this doesn't come from me, the creativity and the servant leadership and the connections will come from you all, but it would be really great to think about what a district-wide or sort of collaborative effort might look like. In the last year, we've made that look like book club. And we had 2 tracks for the book club, and we've had some success there, and we could absolutely continue that effort, and then some. We've had some where I think schedules and maybe people being zoomed out, it hasn't been as engaging for some folks as we had hoped for when we get to sort of the discussion points for a book club. So we could try something completely different. But these are just things that I want you all to think about and allow you as Rotarians committed to peace efforts to drive. A continued commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion. I have very happily and very much am dedicated to the efforts on the district level in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion, the task force, and the education opportunities and the engagement opportunities around this. This is something that I think, again, however it continues, it's very much related to peace, and I would love to see us think more about what we can do to take the next step in that commitment this year. One thing that I would really love to do, and we'll definitely need people who are really excited about this, and there are definitely personalities out there. If you take the Myers-Briggs or whatever, there are people who love this next item, which is, I think it's time, from the research that I've been able to do, to really try to create or reorganize, in cases that information is out there, some of what our district, and so really it's all of the clubs, and then devising these reports at the district level of projects that are out there or have been out there. The peace polls, we know, I think, a bunch. I was trying to yet again go through the peace map, which I think peace poll map that I think a lot of you are familiar with, that the Rotarian Action Group for Peace has created and lives on their website. What I don't think I know, because there's no real central way to know this yet, is if a club has started to do peace polls, but if the Rotary Action Group for Peace doesn't exactly know that this is happening, I have a feeling there's a lot of missing polls on the map, for example. So how can we come together and really take on some of this sort of data collection, research, surveying work, so that we have some great benchmarks and data to share with our district around some of these wonderful efforts that have already been taking place for years. And then again, how do we continue to track new information? And then that way we can better share it with each other. Here's a perfect example. These are some of our peace clubs and clubs with projects. If you're sitting on the screen and you're saying, wait a minute, my club isn't on this list, I don't know if that means the club is on any exhaustive sort of formal list, then that's the kind of information that I want us to start creating so that we actually have a master list. And that we can talk to one another about it and how that will look. and hopefully at the end of the Rotary year, we have something that we can showcase, which would be great. I want to share similarly in similar veins that I shared last year is a lot of times folks will ask, sort of what can we do if we, regardless of whether we want to be a peace building club or take on a service project, sort of what can we do? And so this is in larger context, ideas, taking on a special event counts, peace bowls absolutely counts. But there are also clubs out there that are doing trainings and educational programs, offering scholarships. So again, in a sort of a large scope, these are some of the areas in which you can share. Then last year, if some of you joined me, or if I've visited your club, you've seen some of the examples that I've shared of our clubs working on peace projects. And this year, even through COVID, clubs have really been engaged in peace building. And so I was able to grab some of the examples that are out there from this last year. And Nancy, I know that you're on. If you are able to unmute yourself, I would welcome you to share a little bit more about this particular project. I know that I've got just a quick sort of synopsis here with the picture, but if you could bring this to life a little bit for us, that would be wonderful.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. We actually were working with the Boys and Girls Club. That's has a teen center in Bellevue. We did a training on healthy and unhealthy relationships. It was a 2-day training, and One Love helped us with that. And it's an organization that does trainings. Then after that, we invited them to engage in a poster contest. Kathy Gibson was one of the judges on it, and we offered $200 and $100 and $50 for first, second, and third prizes, and got some really beautiful posters. And this wall right here is the winning poster. We had promised the winning poster would be painted on a wall in downtown Bellevue. So we did that, and then this is the dedication, which we did a year after, almost a year after. And since we couldn't do it during COVID, we had a motorcade that came to this place, and we made a lot of noise going through town with banners and things. And so we arrived here, and this is the mayor in the orange dress. She's a Bellevue mayor, and she gave us an address and tried to inaugurate it with a bottle of champagne, which never broke. So it was really exciting. I think we just had a lot of engagement. Our club knew about it and all, and participated as much as they could. So thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. That was fantastic. What I love about this entire project, so many things, but I really hope it's resonating with people how multi-layered it is, from the activities, from the programming and the workshopping, the partnerships from the different organizations that were involved, and the way that a poster contest came after, and then to have, I mean, how wonderful to be a winner and then have your piece sort of commissioned and put on a wall, and then again, continuing the story from there. I think that's really wonderful. So it's an inspiration.
And may I add, we also planted a peace pole at the Boys and Girls Club as part of the project. So it was great.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
And I think you have a peace pole coming up too, right? This coming September?
Yes, we do, at the YMCA in Bellevue.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nancy. That's wonderful.
Sure.
Here's another, and there's so many examples. So forgive me for just because of time today that I'm sort of highlighting a few, but I really wanted to at least share some really wonderful ones that were inspirational. Norman, I think I saw you from my gallery view here.
I am here. I am here, Jessica.
Oh, I'm thrilled you're here. I would love for you to share a bit more and bring to life the project that you really spearheaded at Lake Forest Park.
Yes, we had a great team put together a What Peace Means to Me contest. We had all kinds of entries in terms of art and essays and haiku, and it was pretty exciting. It was our first time to do it. And we were very happy with the results. You're seeing one of the 5 winners. We had 5 age groups, including adult as the top one. We've also, I'm just going to show my shirt here. We did shirts this year. We've done pins. We have the Peace Builder Committee is now part of the club board. So we are a voting member of the club board, which is great. Yes, thank you, JP. I said JP's there, our current president. And so we did that, and we also are now looking to the future for our next projects. We have a number of possible projects, so we're going to be prioritizing them. To be blunt, blunt and honest. Our efforts are local. What we're doing is about Lake Forest Park and our environs, and it's not more global than that. We support all the global efforts, but really our time that we have is dedicated to our local efforts. And by the way, the PR, the public relations that came around, not just from the contest, but also about being a Peace Builder Club, that also raises our profile. So that encourages people to join Rotary and encourages people to participate, and really is pretty exciting. So don't downplay the importance of peace in creating knowledge about Rotary. That's my apolitical announcement. There you go.
Thank you very much. I think that's key. I really appreciate you adding that very, very much. And I also just want to say, please look at the hair of all of these. The hairstyles on the drawing for the kindergarten to 2nd grade category that Dahlia, it melted my heart. So I had to add that.
Jessica, I was worried that you were commenting on my hair and I've been cutting my own hair for an entire year. So there you go. So thank you,
Norman. Thank you so much. And you all, please know I'm trying to be thorough about this, but I'm wanting to get us to chit chat. So if there are any questions for Nancy or Norman, or just inspirations, we definitely will have time for that. So here's just again a list. These are more of the traditional photos that I shared with you last year, but here's what's again an interesting twist, right? So the left-hand picture is from a Peace Pole project from Mercer Island, and then I have it sitting side by side from the Woodinville club, who decided to sort of take peace building poles to the next level when they worked to beautify and sort of rejuvenate a park in Woodinville. And so part of it too is to say, look, you can take the blueprint that's sort of already given and also kick it up a notch. There's really not, there are no rules here in how we build peace and how we build awareness. Here is again a list just to add some of the peace building projects that have been out there and to help in sort of just providing some inspiration and ideas. This is, again, just a little bit more in terms of, hopefully, like this little photo shows, it sparks something in you this evening that you want to go back to your club and talk about, like, really focusing in on. I do love what Norman said about having a sort of a hyper focus around the community of Lake Forest and the environs in that area. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. A community dialogue in your community in which your club resides is something that could take place. And then you can go global and participate in a Peace Builder Global Grant or sponsoring a Peace Fellow and anything in between. For Rotarians who are thinking that they are ready to commit to peace building and want to go back to their clubs this week, next week, and share, we really need to be committed to peace, and we want to start thinking about becoming an official Peace Builder Club. it's the entryway to that, I think is truly accessible, and we're here to help, of course. And so here's the few bullets in terms of what we encourage folks to do and what helps to start building your official committee. So going back and talking to your fellow Rotarians and your club leadership, you need 2 fellow Rotarians, you and someone else, to start an official committee. Again, resources. I can't. The resources are endless, in my opinion. From the Rotarian Action Group for Peace, sorry you all, and the Rotary Peace Academy's online training. There's so much out there. The other thing that I don't think this is sort of aha, but it's inspiring, I have to say, is that sometimes when I'm just Googling around to try to find information about another club, you end up, even sometimes as a surprise, getting a different district, and then I'll click around on their websites for inspiration. So that's really wonderful too. I know there are groups from our district, and even specifically Seattle, who tune in every Saturday to social justice committee work in Portland through Rotary. And so there's a lot of exchanges that can happen, and idea sharing. So that is something that I remind myself, and then I just remind all of you to think about as well. So here is information on how we can connect. Nothing has changed from last year, but I want to stress a couple of things. One is that when I became the chair, I created this Rotary Peace 5030 Gmail account that is me for right now, and hopefully the idea is that it lasts and becomes, you know, whoever else is the chair after me, and so on and so forth. This is our email list, so that if I, as your chair, can help you, this is how you come and get me. I also try very hard to take emails that I have gathered from you all and send group emails. Every once in a while, I try not to inundate people. I know we're all getting a gazillion emails in our boxes every day. If you want and are not already on the list that I have kept, in which I share opportunities or needs to you, please send an email to me at the rotarypeace5030@gmail.com, and I immediately add you to my list. We will start trying to, as you saw in one of the priorities is to sort of create the database. For now, this is just a way that we can ensure that communications continue. We do still have the private Facebook group, Rotary 5030 Peace Building. I try to post there often. This is not my Facebook group. This is your Facebook group. So there, if you're having any trouble posting, then please let me know. I don't think that you should, because I see other people posting every once in a while, but I'm sort of the primary poster. I'm happy to do it, but what I really want to stress is that it's for you to share. Please share what's going on in your club. Please share if you are having a peace building virtual event and you want other peace builders to join you or other Rotarians to join you, utilize that channel. I know not everybody loves Facebook and isn't on there, and that's why I am trying to come to you in a variety of channels. But if you are on Facebook and you want to still spread the word through our district, it's a private group on purpose, so there's none of the social media craziness involved. But please utilize it as a tool. And then the other piece is the district newsletter, which I am pretty frequent in sharing something each month. But I will do that, again, sort of from the umbrella of the peace district vantage point. If you get in the habit of sending me through the Rotary Peace 5030 email, announcements, little stories, whatever you've got going on that is in relation to peace work at your club, I will organize all the peace stories, announcements, you name it, pictures, and get that in a easy, organized fashion and send it over to Karma, so that it comes about each month. Some of you do it yourselves, and that's totally fine. But if if we want to make a more concerted effort at this, I'm more than happy to sort of bundle it all together and really give it a spotlight. So please connect with me about that. And I will share with those who are on my list, you know, how to do that more easily between, you know, you and I, when we're offline, in terms of date, you know, but just keep that in mind as something that can happen every month, and frequent. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so that we can sort of, I can at least see you all. And I welcome any questions or impressions or thoughts, fabulous ideas that folks want. Mike Chapman.
Yes,
your hand.
we are going to dedicate our 4th Peace Pole next week from tomorrow at the local high school in Duval. How do I go about letting whoever know about our other 3, including, well, 4 now, including this one, so they can go on this Peace Pole map?
That's a great question. And that's going to be something that you'll hear more about. Connect with me at any time about it. I'll start collecting information. I'm going to then hopefully assemble sort of a task force, so to speak, of a few people who want to share documents and dig even further. But the easiest way is, if you have, for this group especially who's on tonight, or anybody who's watching afterwards, if you have Mike's example, it would be great, even if you know that I know that you have peace polls, I'd love to get that information. Because as soon as I get it, I can immediately start those documents. And then when we get more of a, sorry, I have a little hungry dog telling me it's time to eat.
Or you know who else wants that information, by the way, Michael, is Robin Rhodes, our
Okay.
public image. And then provide Jessica and Robin with
Mhm.
all of the video or
Anything,
any of the
yeah,
pictures
anything.
that you get,
Mhm.
all of the
I'll
photo
let
ops.
my partner in crime, Patricia, who's on Robin's committee, know.
Mhm.
There
Please.
you go.
Jessica, I wonder if you could call on Alana so she can tell us a little bit about her global grant that was submitted just within the last day or so.
Ooh.
Yes, please. Alana.
Hi. Yes. Sharon Ashton has been involved with Lake Union Rotary for years, with Addis Ababa West doing water projects. But then she got 4 clubs in the Ethiopia area to create a peace building grant. And then, of course, they needed an international lead, and Ballard seemed to be make the most sense.
No.
And because they had a
Yes.
peace building program, and there will be a peace pole, and they're going to bring together many counties in the Ethiopia area to clean up the little Agagi River and plant 1,000 trees for peace and have a peace pole and try to have coffees along the river with different ethnic groups. And I'm just really excited about it and really delighted about all the pieces that are going into this grant and all the effort. I've been on the Addis Ababa West Rotary Club meetings, and they've started a fellowship for peace and gardening, so people can join in to garden, and they're going to involve Rotaract Club to do some of the analytics. It's really going to be amazing, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. And I thank Mill Creek and Lake Union Rotary for partnering, and Kathleen Davis, who led me by the hand all the way.
Thank you. That's incredible. I do love to hear about the multifaceted approach that sort of one grant can just take. Incredible. And again, I'm happy to help support in any way, but these are incredible stories that please feel free to share with clubs that you're already maybe talking to, or if folks have committee meetings and they are, wanting to hear from another Rotarian about an inspirational project. This is something that none of this should be a well-kept secret. So let's all find ways to share more of the information with one another. Anyone else?
Yes, there's a collaboration in our district to help Community Passageways, which is an organization in South Seattle that's helping youth stay out of prison, helping them if they get there, and helping them when they come out, and helping their families. And Seattle 4 is going to do a grant. We just approved one today, and Ballard also will do that. So we're going to all be helping them together and collaborating on that. And Nancy Pasternak is helping us put together a volunteer application so that the people in Community Passageways don't have to be confused every time some Rotarian wants to be a volunteer. So we'll tell people what they can and can't do, and we'll tell the youth what kinds of skills Rotarians can share with them.
Oh, I love that. That's a fabulous multi-club collaboration. Kay.
Can I say something, Jessica?
Can I just ask, Sally, is that Sally?
Yeah,
Sweet?
it is. That's
Yeah.
not my real name, but yes.
Okay. The West Seattle Rotary Club, the end of this month, is having Tanya Tate from Community Passageways. Do you know Tanya?
That sounds familiar. Yes.
Yes. And she's going to do one of the business programs for,
Okay.
half an hour. And I would be very interested. I'm always, I'm on the program committee, and we present these wonderful speakers that share about their wonderful events that they're doing, but it's hard to get some of our club members to just step up. We open the door for them, and we hope that something inspires them to say, yes, I can do that. I can step up, but I don't see it. And I'm hoping that poor Tanya coming out and speaking to us about a wonderful organization, Community Passageways, will provide some incentive for people to get involved. And maybe, Sally, I can talk to you about how we can make it easier for them.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, because Rotarians have so many skills, and they also have a lot of businesses, and they're trying to help these youth
I know.
find
But
jobs.
why, what's holding them back? I mean, I don't know. I just don't seem to be able to see. I've done 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7 really big programs. And I'm hitting my head thinking, how many more can I do? I don't want to bring people in and speak anymore because nothing happens.
So why don't we talk about that? Because I have a few other ideas about how people can help. And Nancy has created a list of the kinds of skills that we can provide.
I guess we got to make it real specific.
If I can make a comment on that, I made an announcement in our club on the same issue, and in our 40+ member club, 2 people volunteered.
Yeah.
But Nancy, whom I know very well, said to me, what you need to know is to talk to individuals and ask, give an ad, make an ask them specifically.
Okay.
This is also true about when you want a club to join you in a project. If you just throw it out, nobody will respond. But if you actually take the time to go to the club and make a presentation to them, they're much more likely to respond. You just have to reach out to people.
Or call them up one-on-one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for that.
Thank
It's
you.
so true. That's a very, and these are also things that I'm more than happy to assemble, small conversations or smaller conversations around too. So if there's desire, I'm willing to host. I know 2 people who wanted to speak, Kay and first, and then Elizabeth I saw.
Yeah, Jessica, I know that on one of the slides you had mentioned the REG Academy. And I don't know if many of the clubs have taken advantage of that, but our call to action for our Peace Committee members in the Shoreline Rotary was that we would all take, there's 3 short courses on it. It's no grades, no nothing, but they are extraordinarily informative and very good. They don't take very long. And so I would encourage people to go on that site and do those academy classes because they're very, very valuable.
Is that RAG or is that the Institute of Economics and Peace? Oh, never mind.
Well,
That's-
Judy
that's
sent me
something
the
different.
link. I thought it was through
No,
Ray.
no, yeah, it probably is. That's
It's-
something different.
Yeah, no,
IEP
there's,
is,
so there's,
IEP is positive peace. Yeah.
yes, everybody's got sort of their own,
Yeah.
but each platform, Rotary International, Sala was correct with the, say the name again, the
I think
economic.
it's I think it's the Institute of Positive Peace, but it's the sponsor that made it was the Institute of Economics.
Yes, thank you. And then also the Rotarian Action Group for Peace. So I
they're two
encourage you, and I'm happy to share specific links too, because there's a lot to get
Really
through.
helps
So
our committee be on the same page and talk the
That's a
same
good
language
idea.
and get us really solidified.
that's a great idea. I have information for all of those things. So if anybody is interested, just send me a note. And then Elizabeth, I know you, Kay, thank you for that. That's really important.
Great, thank you, Jessica. We as Rotarians, we look to other Rotarians, which is fabulous. And I think some of the things that we're doing, is also looking outward beyond our clubs and international. Alana, I think that your grant is phenomenal, for putting that together. And I want to, I can remember years ago when I was more involved with grants, it was heartbreaking to me to see money left on the table that is available. And so I would encourage you, as Jessica has said, and other people, to think about, peace building in all the different ways that we integrate it, with our clubs and each other, but also in our community. And I will just briefly share this with you that, in our club, we look at peace building as a part of inclusion and equity, and of course, diversity across the board in many, many situations. And we made a commitment within Edmonds and got the city on board to be a huge part of building an extensive playground, inclusive playground, not unlike what Bellevue did. They were a wonderful role model for us. But back to the money part, one of our newer members who is deeply involved with peace building, she's even better than me, I think maybe because she's younger and newer, but she has extensive background in just grant writing. She went to the state and we got a huge chunk of money for this, based on the fact that this is peace building in so many ways. So I encourage each of you, to keep your eyes on all the prizes. And I'm not trying to, do make work for you. I'm just saying, if you find out that something is available, and or you have somebody in your club that's new and says, yeah, I used to write grants, put them on a research mission. Yeah, thank you.
Jessica,
Question.
would you share your email at the end of this, please?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. I'll put it in the chat. JP, did I see your hand?
I was
Wait.
going to ask Elizabeth if the playground was in Rotary Park in Edmonds.
The short answer is no. The longer answer, it is, and I actually kind of love this because it's going to be where all the bleachers were, what we call Civic Park here in Edmonds, where major large events have taken place. And it's going to be very sizable.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, it's still in the works, but we have some extraordinary funding that is going into it. Thanks to Allison, one of our newer Rotarians, and all her hard work and getting the legislature and the governor to sign over a big chunk of change.
Mr. Dembowski was probably involved. Is this Edmonds breakfast or nooner?
As we lovingly say,
Both.
We are the Rotary Club of Edmonds. And we're the club that meets at noon. And we love to do that to the Daybreakers because we adore them.
And you're modest too. I love that.
We are.
Thank you both. Is there any, we still have a little bit of time. Any other questions or comments? Yeah, please.
A really quick comment. I don't mean to monopolize, but
No,
I know,
no.
I believe that Kathy is here. I can't see the whole screen, but personally, I want to acknowledge Kathy Gibson because I think that she has been extraordinary in helping us all, you know, have a bigger, broader vision as Rotarians and as human beings, and has been an extraordinary district governor this year through everything. Thank you, Kathy.
Yes.
And of course,
Can
thank
I
you,
add to
Jessica.
that? I want to thank you too, Kathy. I came across a district newsletter. I'm not sure, maybe it was an article Jessica wrote. Now that I look back, I'd like to look into what it was that inspired me and chilled my bones to say, I'm going to step up and do a peace endowment, you know, the Peace Center and Peace Fellowship Endowment. And it came from you. I just moved to Seattle and read and joined this West Seattle Rotary, and now it's changed my life. And all of you, I'm so excited to be among all of you. It's the best thing that's ever happened in these retirement years. I worked so hard for other companies, but now I'm working for the greater good.
Oh, I love that, Christine. Thank you for sharing.
And I want to meet Elena.
Kathy, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but please feel free to share anything.
I will. I'll say it's wonderful to see so many people online tonight. We've only been a Peace Builder district for 3 years. So if we had done this 3 years ago, it might have been, well, it might have been just me. I don't know. But it's wonderful for all the efforts that everyone has put in. But a tip of the hat to Jessica for sure, to help us find each other in our clubs, to find the peace builders across our district, and to showcase all the important work that we have done and that we can do. So thank you all.
Thank you. I totally agree. Connecting us all to peace is just incredible. Any other final thoughts? I won't belabor us at all and let you get back to your evening, but don't want to just cut anyone off. And if I don't see you, I'm trying to flip back and forth because I also don't get to see everybody. So if there's somebody I'm not seeing, I apologize. Speak up. Now everybody's good?
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jessica. And thank you all for participating. And hopefully you'll come to some of the other programs.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good night, Michael.
I'd like to say that Jessica